So first we announce it here. We announce it here. And we announce it here.
I'll be back on roll 20 in just a minute.
Roger that.
Just getting something to drink.
Okay.
Non-alcoholic, of course.
And make sure I'm not blasting myself with my own stream. That's open. Good and good. Works better if I can see that. Alright, so we are beginning our 7th tale of our Tales of the Fall and Rise of House SupQit'aH. The 7th tale, Assault of the Yov'Bot Beacon. Hud, do you wish to do a battle log?
Sure.
Get you the date.
I've got it. I scrolled up.
Oh, well, find that. Kapla. Kapla, says the chat. Glory to House SupQit'aH.
Battle log 38 Meruj, Year of Kalas 1002. Had Oda Jo SupQit'aH recording. The Treachery is en route to the Yov'Bot system, the communications and military hub of the enemies, those who betrayed our house. Although I and my crew yearn to engage our enemies in honorable battle, good strategy and good tactics dictate otherwise. We only have enough crew to staff the Treachery fully, and to crew out 2 of our heavy fighters. We must gather our strength, gather our forces, gather allies, and most importantly, gather information. Therefore, my brave officers will infiltrate the subspace beacon at Yov'Bot, which currently is conducting signals interference throughout the Bemoth sector, only allowing out that which this so-called triumvirate wishes to let out. Under the leadership of Sog Tarkin, the team will take down the interference long enough to broadcast a wide beam pre-recorded message to those who follow us and to all in the Bemoth sector and beyond, to let them know that House SupQit'aH still lives and is still led. Additionally, these officers and their team will place programs or devices which will allow us to tap into the enemy's communications, learn their movements, and therefore determine where best to strike them to do the most damage. It is a glorious mission, but a very dangerous one. Honor to all those who undertake it. Kapla! End log.
Very good. So we progress to the bridge of our glorious ship as it intends its journey across the stars deep behind enemy lines. I imagine the SupQit'aH is flying under cloak once it leaves the Expanse.
You mean the Treachery?
Yes.
Yes.
And the first thing you're going to want to look to is plotting a course to your location to make sure that you give no hint of your approach. Unlike the Federation, Klingon Defense Force are well trained in watching for cloaked ships. However, as trained officers yourselves, you also know how to avoid such nets and possible patrols looking for your stellar footprint. Since in space you cannot be seen and sensors do not see you, but should you pass through anything or change direction in your warp speed, that does leave us a trace amount. So one must plot one's courses with care, especially with such heavily patrolled areas in hostile space. To that
Target.
end. Oh, go ahead.
Target, Amdris, coordinate your efforts. Find us a proper course where we may launch our strike.
Yes, Hud. As you command, Hud.
We are looking at reason plus con difficulty 2. Wait, really? Yeah, 2. Never mind. Reason con difficulty 2, assisted by sensors or computers plus con.
I'll assist if Amdris wants to lead that.
Sure. So, can you repeat the rolls again? I'm sorry. Oh, you said sensors plus computer plus con.
Reason plus con plus,
Ro-
yeah. Assisted by sensors or computer plus con.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Reason plus con. Okay, so
I got the
10
ship.
difficulty 2. Okay, so I've got a control of 12 and a reason of 10. So number.
Oh, no, you're rolling your reason plus your con, not your control.
Oh shoot! Too many CON words. Okay, 10 plus 5. Okay,
Yes.
so reason and then attribute plus discipline is 15. Sorry if I'm slow on this again.
It's alright.
I'm still getting used to it.
You're perfectly good.
$5 fine, don't worry about it.
Discipline number for focus, since it's astral navigation, would be part of this. I would put 5, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And then complication number is just 20.
Correct. I won't pick on you yet.
Alright, submitting. 1 success.
2 successes since that's
Excellent.
green.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's the ship.
Alright. Can I use my sensor operations to assist?
Sure. As you're feeding new up-to-date sensor data to the console.
Not as much, though, to help him.
Still 3.
So you generate a momentum as you are able to deftly leave minimal evidence of your trek across space.
Excellent.
Actually, I've got technical expertise, so can I re-roll that?
You can, actually. That's one of the times you could do that.
There we go.
That's actually... Is that actually 2 or just 1?
Just one. Focusing con is 2, so...
Yeah.
yeah.
Freaking chat. Minimal evidence of your trek across space, so a Star Trek across space? Ha 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 ha. Thanks, chat. So yeah, you have 2 momentum. You are due to arrive shortly. Lore Singer Cecere speaks up. It would seem there is no evidence in the Imperial media outlets or the sector media about our presence. There is a call for us to be hunted down, along with any who assist us. But it does not seem to me they know exactly where we are or what our intentions are just yet. I do not believe they suspect our attack, or if they do, they aren't saying it over the open media outlets.
Do they pretend to have charges that justify them hunting us down?
That you are but pretenders trying to grasp at power you don't deserve. She shakes her head.
Our enemies lie and are without honor. Sog Tarkin, as the senior Sog, you are in command of the away mission. Andrus, you will pilot the fighter. Keldar, you and Tarkin will be working together to accomplish the mission. Take security with you at least, and whoever else you might need. The Doc Chinaka will wait outside of the system sensor range. Should you need us, you have but to call, and we will provide firepower for your extrication, your exfiltration.
Order in the ship. I think Keldar's technically the senior one, so we will look to Keldar.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. Then Oda would have known that, so. Yeah, then Keldar, if he's the senior Sog. I just figured you were older, so you've been rank longer.
He hasn't been very popular.
He's only just recently regained his reputation out of the shadow of his house.
All right. So
He's not just some mad scientist. He actually is a. Whoop. Yep.
okay, retcon me saying that to Keldar then.
You're late, Keldar. She's smarter than her brothers.
Alright. I will order the necessary crew to the Hovtog.
Okay, so the people going over to the Hovtog, it's also going to be cloaked, presumably.
Yes.
Will be. Let's move you guys a little bit further apart. Hovtog's going to have Tarkin, Andrus. Who else?
I'm playing Zeke,
Hello?
the security.
Ziki.
Play the part of a pilot.
So a co-pilot to help out Andrus.
That'll be Maul.
As they're boarding, Tarkin will take Keldar aside and says, Keldar, if there is an opportunity where I may find out more about Rasa's treachery and whether she's involved with these crystals, or she is somewhat affected by it, I must find out.
Yes, Tarkin, you will have every opportunity that is available to redeem your house.
Yeah, because Torg still in sickbay because of these damn crystals.
Huh? No, you would have recovered, but now it's been days.
GM, is there an opportunity or escalation cost to have Zeke carry a mek'leth with her?
It would be, I want to say 1. I'm going to make sure of that, so I'm not overcharging you. I think it's 1 and 1. That's what I want to say. But I'll check the book, because the book might have different costs than I remember. Because Klingons just have to be different. You wanted a mek'leth, so a blade. Oh, it's just opportunity 1, so it just costs you 1 momentum.
Okay. And I'm assuming Doc Tangs don't cost anything because they're standard equipment.
Yeah, Dick Tangs are standard issue. Actually, because one person, because you pay the opportunity at all, everyone in the team can have it.
Okay.
Because you only have to pay opportunity. Oh no, opportunities per escalations once. So yeah, it'd have to be.
Right.
You have to pay the opportunity cost for each extra person who didn't already have a mek'leth. So I don't think Maul has a mek'leth normally. Mek'leths are not lethal. It's only daggers that are, chat.
How weird.
I know, it's strange. A little strange. So, I forgot that a person who's a Sog is going as well. Keldar's going on the boarding team as well. So...
Yes, it is Keldar, Tarkin, Zeke, and Maul.
Ziki is a Lach or Ensign. Lach. Oh, better if I do it here. No, I was right. I was right the first time. Loch.
We're going to a military base right now.
So.
This subspace beacon that I'm pinging.
Oh, the beacon. Okay.
Yeah.
So Keldar's the senior. There's also ordering seniority. Oh, I should probably figure out what your HP is for each of you, because you're probably gonna get shot at. Don't imagine why that would happen.
Not if we're sneaky enough.
Sneaky like a bunch of Romulans.
Whoa,
Sneaky.
whoa.
Sneaky like a bunch of drunken targ.
That doesn't sound very sneaky.
Exactly.
All right, so that's the party that's boarding the Hoftach. Is there any other equipment being brought along? Because your standard issue is your dagger and your pistol. Kaziki is bringing along a mek'leth or a sword.
I believe as engineering officer, I get an engineering kit with no cost, right?
Correct. So that would cost you nothing to bring along.
Yes, I am definitely bringing along that.
Maybe we should bring a med kit.
That'll cost 1 opportunity, because that's not standard issue for any of you.
Yeah. However, Amdris fortunately has good medicine.
Yes, I think we should bring one of those.
Okay, so you bring a med kit. 1 time mek'leth. 1 time first aid kit. Or medical kit is the better way to put it, because it has other stuff in there. 2 time? 1 time. Oh, whatever. You know what I mean.
I think whatever character I have should at least have a mek'leth as well.
Yeah.
Can we spend threat? I guess.
Yep, you can spend threat in place of opportunity. So for 1 threat, the Maul can have a mek'leth as well.
Because that's that would have been part of my standard equipment as Torg. So.
But you're not playing Torg.
I get that. I'm just trying to keep the equipment the same.
Oh, sorry. So 2 mek'leths.
Yeah, just remember, Maul doesn't have Torg security scores.
I get that.
Okay.
Any other gear?
I think as a proper medical kit from our Klingons, it should have a little side stash of blood wine. You know, for
That's
occasions.
my headcanon is that it's one of the anesthetics or cleaning, or also sterilizing agents is medical blood wine. It's like, it tastes terrible. It could peel paint off a wall, but blood wine's plentiful.
It
just
works.
Klingons
It
will react to
works.
it. Also, you make sure the medical stuff tastes terrible, so that way soldiers don't just drink the damn thing out of the kit.
I should have a vial of vodka in there for cleaning out wounds.
Do Klingons have the equivalent of, what are they called? Like, transporter, focusers?
Oh, it's transport enhancers?
Enhancers?
Yep, they have those. It would cost you 1 threat at this point to bring a set along.
I
Cannot.
think that would be a good thing for us to bring if the group is okay with it.
I'm in agreement with that.
Okay.
My only objection is that they're not small. And so we would be wandering through the base carrying transporter pattern enhancers. So we'd need to be sure and have a good cover story for them.
Okay, well, that's a good point. And, I don't know, the base might have some that we could requisition if we need them. I don't know.
Not against it, just saying, be aware we'll need to have a story ready.
Well, we could just find a transporter pad. Would maybe go there. Are we able to modify the transponder on this heavy fighter to be House Raza temporarily, to be identified as that? Maybe generate some momentum for this equipment.
Control engineering or con difficulty 2 to change the transponder on the Hoftak to look, well, not of SupQuit'aH. What do you want it to look like? A Rasa ship or?
Yes, I would say so. In order to be able to get in there much easily.
Okay.
Have it be a demolished ship, since that's what it originally was.
Yeah, it could be that as well. Are there other house ships based here?
The passive scans indicate no other vessels other than what appear to be some Klingon freighters that are attached to the battle base.
Registered to the house or the defense force, or
They are. You would actually have to roll for that to get more than that.
okay, all right.
The reason I marked the Rasa indicators is that's something you would know without having to scan. You would know ahead of time that those were Rasa installations.
I think the point I was trying to make, is there anything worth taking?
Well, batlets, rifles, personal shields.
Talking shipwise.
Keldar, well, how do you think we should configure these transponders? As Gamola or Raza?
Grenades.
Yeah. I should be able to give you the codes for Raza. However, we may be able to change them back to their original House Gamola transponders.
Raza would be better, considering it's a Raza station, but if it's easier to go with Gamala, then use Gamala's transponder codes.
Let us go with the Raza. That should provide more of a cover than the Gamola fighter. Does Keldar want to lead this? Tarkin will assist.
It's engineering. Difficulty. Yeah, I can lead.
So control plus engineering or con difficulty 2.
And I don't suppose cloaking devices works as a focus.
I would take it at increased complication. So your complication range would be 19 to 20.
And that's an awesome focus.
Now, there you go.
3 successes.
So yeah, generate one momentum. So the Hoftak looks like gives off the signature that it is a Rasa vessel. So I'll color code it as such.
Okay. Shall we approach the station?
Let us proceed.
So you go ahead.
Do we have the quantum torpedoes mounted under the wings right now, or not, in order to be more stealthy? I
will say they wouldn't affect your cloak at all, because the cloak would be designed to hide them as well, because they're attached to the ship. And it is not out of character for House Rasa to have non-standard modifications to their vessels. They're actually kind of famous/infamous for that. They're the same geniuses who would put a giant lance on the end of a ship for ramming speed because they want to see what happens.
Alright, then sounds like it's fine to have Klingon torpedoes there.
Yep. Kaziki is kind of purring over her weapons console.
So the Haftak sallies forth.
Yep.
Okay, new scene as you lose one momentum.
Dang it.
Just a question around dictates. Are they all the same as well, or orders?
That's up to the show if you wanted to change the dictates, but I think they're standing at current.
Yeah, currently those are the standing house dictates.
So is everyone flying? Are you flying? Are you approaching the station at cloak, or are you approaching uncloaked?
We'll approach at cloak until we get within a certain distance, and then we'll decloak and pretend to be Rasa.
Oh, question as well. I just thought of this. Normally Klingons on their arms or on their sashes, they'd have like a house badge. Are you going to change your badges to be House Rasa, or?
We're already using deception, right? Stealth, so I think we might as well. We're gonna go on board, and yeah, I think we should.
Yes. Unless Oda commanded otherwise. If, since I'm in charge of the mission, if Oda left it up to me, I would say yes to switch to House Rasa badges.
Yeah.
And I'll be nice and only charge you the momentum you would have lost in the last scene, because that's something you would have done in prep anyway. So.
And I'm assuming those badges are in addition to whatever, like, because I'm assuming Kaziki is probably from a minor house. It's not one of the major ones in the system, so she would wear her house badge and then whatever house she was a retainer to.
You're just swapping out Keldar's, and Keldar's you definitely want to swap out for, because he has a SupQuit'aH badge. Andrus could wear his, because he could wear his Gamola badge if he wanted. Because they're considered an ally of Rasa right now.
And Tarkin is Rasa.
And Tarkin is Rasa, yeah.
Just have to get rid of the SupQuit'aH.
I mean, Shink.
Badges.
No. Oh, the badge. Sorry.
What are the others? So Mal and Kaziki would be SupQuit'aH?
They're warriors that work for SupQuit'aH, but they are of minor houses. We haven't established what minor house they are, because, well, they're so minor they don't have stats that we care about.
Right.
Like, it's entirely possibly Maul. It's like Maul. It's like, oh, it's house. Maul, what house are you from? House Maul. I'm the only member of my house.
Right.
I have a brother, but I'm the older one, so it's Maul instead of John. John, it's a long story. Don't get it. I don't want to get started. Oh, he's human? No, he's Klingon. He just really likes human names. But anyway. So you're going to approach the place under cloak. Are you gonna be in? So if you can jump, you could drop out of cloak at extreme is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you're within 4 spaces of the beacon or even the base, whoops, that would be dropping out just as they could at the very edge of their sensor range, or you could literally uncloak basically right next to them or on top of them.
As a security officer, which would a friendly ship more likely to do? Drop out, make themselves visible at extreme range, or pull the DS9 thing where all of a sudden there they are?
Insight security difficulty 1. Because every house has its own little rules, but KDF has standard procedures, so the difficulty isn't
Right.
terribly high.
Don't think I have a focus that will apply here.
Oh, generate momentum. Yeah, normally if it's a KDF facility, then you're supposed to drop your, unless you have orders otherwise, you're supposed to drop your cloak on your within center range of a target. So at extreme range or long range. Long range maybe just in case their sensors aren't great, but extreme is you being super careful about it.
Right. SupQit'aH. KDF standard operating procedure indicates dropping out of cloak, at least in long range, if not in extreme. This being Rasa, I would assume that their sensors were better than average. Recommend dropping out of cloak in extreme if we are to continue to appear a friendly vessel.
That is a good suggestion. Let us drop out of cloak when we reach sensor range. And open hailing channels when we can.
So in this space here, you'd be entering the edge of the battle base's sensor range.
Okay. So let us.
You decloak, and you attempt to open a hail. Control plus engineering, difficulty of 0. Assisted by communications plus engineering. Two successes from Keldar.
Okay, I'll roll for the ship if no one's doing that. What's that? Comms engineering. So that's 11.
Yeah, small craft have terrible stats. Actually, this one's pretty good, better than most small craft, to be fair. It's because it's a proper heavy fighter, so.
There you go, so 3 successes altogether.
Do you wish to use the communicator or shall I?
You're in charge.
I will do so then. 3 successes. Cool. This is the Hoptog, requesting permission to dock with the space beacon.
This is Battle Base Yov'Bot. Hovtog, we have no indication that you were coming into our space. Submit your orders for verification.
Will just, well, I suppose I am in the communications station. I will mute the communications channel. And ask if anybody has suggestions for things to say, or if I should just go for it.
What house is this? What house is this associated with? Is it House Rasa?
Yes.
Can I do a sensor scan of the ships on the base to, or ships in the area in general? If there's any, like, are they predominantly house ships and maybe activities that they're performing?
Oh, I see what you're asking. I know the question you're asking me now. Okay. Reason Science, difficulty 2, assisted by Sensor Science. As you try to make a guess at exactly what's going on here. Try to fit in.
So that will be. I'll give you a threat to get a reroll.
Okay.
I'll roll the ships.
Oh, wrong sheet.
One success for the ship.
Oh
Ooh.
no. That is. Oh, I'll re-roll the 20, of course.
Okay. Man, you only just made. But you can't hear me. Oh, there we go. So, oh shoot, they can't hear me now. Check. There we go. There we go. Sorry, I lost my mic for a brief second. So,
No,
gained. I'll grab those momentum. You gained one, so you're at 6 momentum at the moment. As you perform a scan of the area, and you're able to determine that it looks like the craft here are doing a mass unloading of various material, and then of some like building materials for starships and weapons and so forth, and then they're getting supplied with food and weapons to send, likely to send elsewhere. The shipyard is in the midst of building another, is trying to build another of the manga of that particular class of ship, the Keldun bird of prey. Space Beacon is acting as a interference point for hostile communications, but also it's acting as a major communication beacon to boost to the rest of the sector. So other people send stuff to it, and then it boosts it out to other locations in a heavily encrypted manner.
So if we wanted to take over, it'd be ideal to have.
Well, we're not going to be able to take it over if it's crewed with 100 to 500 warriors and we have like 6.
I relate that to Keldar and say perhaps we should say that we are relieving some of the workers on the beacon or reinforcing them. They are integral to the work of House Raza and these traitorous members. Are there any other obtain information spans for those momentum?
You have one free question because you're a science officer.
Are there any other, I guess because we're going to the beacon, maybe more information around the beacon, around where the communication, I don't know, room is in order for us to infiltrate?
Yeah, for your free question, you'll have essentially given yourself a clear idea exactly where it is. So you're kind of have an advantage through that obtained information, that you know exactly where the comms center is, rather than, and you know that they don't do it in operations. They actually have a specialized communications room that is staffed with 2 analysts, 2 technicians, and it has a warriors to guard the room.
Sog, we do have the isolinear chip with the Joe's message encoded on it. Perhaps we could use that to our advantage and say that we are carrying a classified communications that we have been entrusted in physical format to see transmitted from the beacon. I could attempt to mock up some sort of security orders around it. Nothing too elaborate.
Do that. We will tell them we have classified orders directly from House Rasa Command. I will open the communications channel, and I will say, we have classified orders from House Rasa Command. We are transmitting you what we can now.
Present security, the difficulty is opposed because you're rolling against the station security officer who's going to verify your deception. Or see through it, as the case may be.
Oh, sorry I missed those last momentum there, GM.
It's okay. It's a $20 fine.
Your fines are getting steep, man.
Hey, I take momentum seriously. Here you go. I'll put them where you can grab them again. There you go. Close, Amy. Oh, they're gone now. Bye.
Oh, fine.
Use up all the momentum you need.
Presence plus security. Who has the? Are you going to roll the primary there, Oda?
Sorry, I was muted. Kaziki's presence and security is 13. As a secondary character, she does not have any talents yet to let her leverage any of that. But if she has high security, I can roll and just spend some resources.
Mine is also a 13, so it's not me.
Okay, then I can assist maybe. If you have something that might work as a focus. Well, and you also have the ability to use a determination if needed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it's opposed, so spend the resources.
Can I use the value a crippled target is more dangerous than a dead one? And in this case, House SupQit'aH is the crippled target.
Ooh.
Ouch!
Yeah, I'll take it.
Nicely done.
Hey. You probably really know that the
Okay, so I'll spend my determination on that value for the perfect opportunity. And then I'll roll. Let's see.
We have
Spend
6 momentum.
3 momentum for 2 extra dice.
4 because you're doing a determination spend. Oh, sorry. 2 and 3, so 5. My bad.
Okay. So we're spending 5 momentum and I rolling 4 dice.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, he's spinning some threat. He's matching us. And Kaziki will assist.
Does the ship assist at all?
With computer security, I'll say because you're mocking up a fake order.
No help and no harm. It's like a total of 5.
I think you used your determination. So that, yeah, that's right. Oh, there you go.
It's a match.
So I was asking, does the ship assist with communications security or something?
Computer security.
Come on, ship.
Tarkin, you want to roll that?
That way we can blame you if it doesn't work.
What's computer security? So that's 14. Like we upgraded that. There we go.
There you go. There's 6.
And with technical expertise, can I re-roll one of the dice?
Yes, actually, because you're using the computer.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll re-roll that 15 since I believe that's the only failure on my roll. 17. That's no better.
So you got just enough to beat him out as the battle base's security takes a worrying amount of time to look over your credentials, as absolutely fake as they are.
Kazuki's fingers slowly, like, stroking the edges of the weapons console. Almost sensually.
Hovtak, you are approved to approach subspace beacon Yov'Bot. Kapla.
He kind of leans back in her chair.
End communication. And then the channel cuts.
Alright. Amdris, take us in. Dock us with the beacon.
Yes, Sog. As you command.
Do you, like, very slowly move over, like, maneuvering thrusters over there, or do you warp over there? Impulse, sort of medium speed?
Half impulse.
Sogam just does some magical work on the panel and executes Zog Keldar's command.
Go around the battle base rather than straight through them because they told you where to go. As you fly along, you guys can see out the cockpit window the military-industrial complex of Yov'Bot 1. A mighty installation that all of you would have had spent some time, well, actually, not all of you, would have spent some time being made privy to the military industrial complex of building of the various ships and materiel, and this is one of the most advanced planets when it comes to the technological research and development of all things for the Klingon Empire. Although mainly, until recent history, for the benefit of House SupQit'aH and its loyal banner houses. Though now in the hands of a treacherous force, this can be the base for many ships to be built to secure their hold over the sector.
So I would like Tarkin to send a coded message to the Doctrinaka informing Had Oda that they are building a new Keldun bird of prey.
To send the communication without being caught, it is going to be control plus engineering. Difficulty, you are the one who are setting it. Assisted by communications plus engineering. So basically you would set how hard you want to make it. If you hit that difficulty number, that's how hard it is for the enemy to see through the communication. If you don't make it at all, then it doesn't get encrypted properly.
I imagine
I think the Lator can receive it through the cortical array.
He could, but they still need to encode it on their end.
True.
I imagine my control engineering is higher than Tarkin's, so I will take primary on the roll. We still have 2 momentum. I will spend a momentum. Well, actually, can I spend 1 threat and 2 momentum for 2 dice?
You can.
Sock, recommend we attach all of our sensor readings thus far if we can.
Yes, we will do that.
I'll assist. Someone wants to roll for the Huff Talk.
Told you difficult. Let's go with difficulty 3.
Diff 3 is the target. Gotcha.
Nice.
And the ship?
Amtress, you wanna roll for the ship?
Yeah, I can. I'm unfamiliar with how to roll it.
So you're looking for, it's the same task roller before, but the attribute discipline is, instead you're looking at the Hovtalk's sheet, and you're going to add the communications plus engineering together. And it's always assumed to have a focus, because the ship knows how to operate as a starship.
Okay. So, let's see, so I have Hovtalk's thing here, and you said it was a difficulty 3, comms plus engineering, or control plus engineering.
Communications plus engineering for the Hovtalk.
Oh, for that, okay, comms plus engineering. So comms is 7 plus engineering is 4, so that's 11.
Yep.
And then you said you said there's always a crap. Okay. Number of dice is 1.
1, yep.
Yeah.
Because it is assisting. Blah, blah, blah. I tripped over that.
Okay. Communications engineering 11, and then the focus. So the focus would be the engineering of 4.
Correct.
Okay. And then complication
20.
was 20. Okay. Submit. 1 success.
So gain 1 momentum. And now I roll to see if they see through your...
Do they try to decode a message that you supposedly sent to House Rasa Command from a ship that claims to be on a top secret mission?
For 2 threat, they won't. You can create the advantage that they are that careful that they won't listen in.
How about 1 threat and 1 momentum?
I'll take that. I'll take that deal.
Okay, let's do that.
Darn. Gonna see through it and everything. So yes, the Hovtalk is able to make a secure communication that the Tanaka receives and Latorg sees with his ocular implant.
And I let the captain know that we're receiving a transmission from our team.
To my display, and Oda will view the transmission.
Torg sends a thought towards the display and it sends the communique that way. Other useful ability.
Definitely a target of opportunity, should the opportunity arise. However, the mission of our team comes first.
The station now?
You dock with the station. New scene. You don't have new momentum, so don't worry about it. As you board...
Take that.
Haha.
I said take that.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll remember that. Challenge accepted. So yes, when you dock into the beacon is a well, it's not terrible. It's huge for a listening post or a beacon. They usually aren't terribly big, but this thing is very well. It's very House Rasa. Imagine every little wire and subspace radio antenna and spike and backup generator and there's a shiny surface on one part of the station of the beacon that receives more power from the sun. It's very non-KDF standard, but it works, and it's been a pain for your operations for almost a month. As all five of you step out of the ship, I presume.
Yep.
Zeke stretches. Another day in that box with you four, and I would passed out from the stench.
Tarkin just growls at her.
We'll sniff the air and say, "Is that lavender?"
What is lavender?
Lance. It has a particular smell.
A few Klingon warriors approach you in the hangar. They are huge. No, I'm just kidding. Who is in command here? Says one of the warriors.
Son Eldar is in command, and you will show him proper respect as to his rank.
Sorry about that. My iPad died.
Give me present security difficulty 2 there, Loch Keswick, since you're trying to get them to fall in line quickly rather than question you too much. Without asking too much about who Keldar is, because that sounds like an awfully familiar name. But Keldar's popular name, could be anyone. Doesn't have to be that SupQit'aH guy, could be some other guy.
Honestly, had not considered that. Okay, diff 2. Let's see, I'm rolling. Take 3 threat for a total of 4 dice. This is what I think I need to make.
Oh, sorry. You gave me 3 threat for 4.
Yes.
Oops, I took too many. There we go.
I don't really have a focus for this, but my security's that. And here we go.
Oh, nice.
Gain a moment. Ah. So, Keldar, I am not familiar with you, but I am aware that House Rasa is manyfold in its relations. I am Lach Morka. I'm here to assist you with your operation here on the beacon.
I will respond. Seeing as my operation is top secret, I do not require your assistance. I've brought the team that I need. The best assistance you can offer is staying out of our way.
Very well, so. I presume you do not wish any repairs to your fighter?
Good question. Our fighter is in good condition, isn't it?
Yep. It actually got fixed up before you guys even left Zenny Station.
Does it look like our fighter requires any repairs?
Not outside, so, but I wanted to question if there's any damage on the inside. If you feel no need, for modification, or any ongoing experiments you wish us to continue while you're away.
That will not be necessary. Thank you for the offer. And I will direct my team toward the communication center that Tarkin found.
Tarkin, what's your reputation right now? 5, is it? Or 4? The Law looks like he's about to walk away, and then he kind of looks at Tarkin for a second. So, Tarkin, what are you doing here?
Did you not hear? We are here on a special mission. Why do you question these orders? He stares at him.
Oh, no, I don't question the orders. I wanted to shake your hand. You helped defeat House SupQit'aH. Thank you. And he reaches out his hand, like, starstruck. The other 2 Klingons just shaking their head like, oh, here we go.
He looks back briefly at Keldar. What have you heard of my reputation?
Oh, that you helped infiltrate the SupQit'aH pretenders and helped overthrow the false leadership and got vengeance for the murders of those at Bamoth. I thought you died there. I'm so glad to see you're all right.
Well, you can see that I am alive. I do not wish to have my presence known here, so you shall keep your mouth shut.
Oh, of course. And I'll be sure to execute anyone who disobeys. He looks at the other 2 Becks who are standing there like, oh, crap. Okay, we took that seriously. They stand up a little straighter.
Be gone now.
Of course so, of course. Kind of gets out of your way.
He goes, okay, he remembers the name. If I have any need of you, I shall call you. Be sure that you remain loyal.
Hasras to the future, sir. He stands at attention a bit.
Looks back at Keldar. That is some interesting news.
Seems that your reputation precedes you, Tarkin. I will say as we are walking away.
I knew that I was old, but death...
Interesting, says Ziki, softly. Interesting that Rasa took the time and effort to make sure that your reputation remained spotless, even elevated.
Probably part of Rasa's plan. As I told you, she is very, very intelligent. And wily.
Of course, Sog.
Let us continue with our mission. We should not delay further.
And as you continue elsewhere in the subspace beacon, there's no need of you to look around for any directory or fumble your way around because you know where to go. So, next scene, as you make your way to the communications room instead of the station operations room. Well, the beacon operations room. Station operations is kind of a lofty title for this place. You find a lot of the rooms and corridors are very cramped in some regards, but they start to open up a bit as you get closer, not to operations, but closer to the communications room, which seems to be the focus of the beacon as a whole. Actually, you would... Yeah. So a lot of you come out through the corridors and make your way toward the communications room. You see a warrior standing guard outside the door.
Do you mind telling us what these little icons mean, or is that something we have to discover?
The swords indicate that these are warriors. The eyes indicate they are analysts, and the gears indicate that they are technicians or engineers.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And there is a door here that you can't see through, but you can hear him over there talking to somebody. Which makes sense because this room is probably a highly guarded room for intelligence and communication and sector communications. And you would know from the information Tarkin gathered that these other passageways lead deeper into the more technical areas of the communications system. So like the generators, the power systems, and so on. This is just the primary control area for the communication system.
So, we have to get access to one of those panels in order to broadcast this message.
Correct.
I will approach the warrior guarding the door.
Kaziki will keep pace with him as the security officer would with her commander.
Tarkin will watch this door. Yeah.
Warrior, you are relieved of duty.
Who are you, so?
I'm So Keldar. Did the communications officer not tell you I was coming?
I am required by order of Jo Rasa to keep an eye on her trusted materials. I can, of course, let you in, but I must stay my post, so...
I will pull out a pad and download the forged orders that we have from the shuttle and say, I'm on a special mission from the leadership of House Rasa.
Present security difficulty opposed. I get no, this is made possible because you can pretend that you're on orders from the Joe of the house. I will tell you that this guy's a Beck. His stats for this aren't going to be great. You would know this. he's just a guard. Unlike the station agent that you ran into earlier.
Kaziki, while that's going on, will be looking around to see if there's what kind of monitoring devices are in this hallway, if she can tell.
That would be insight security difficulty of 3. Since Rasa doesn't follow standard procedures.
I should give her better insight somewhere along the way.
Okay. Well, then that momentum for an extra die.
Okay. He's not gonna try too hard to look into it. You're showing him orders and you're speaking with authority, and you're an officer. He's not. It's like, I don't want to get in trouble and get stabbed over this. But I have to try to protect the door. It's my job. Uh-oh. That's 2 hits for him, unless you have some way to re-roll.
Don't believe I do.
Buy off the complication at least, maybe.
Has no momentum.
Can't use threat.
No. Because one of the two ways for a complication to come out is either a complication occurs or I gain 2 threat anyway.
Okay.
So.
You could challenge a value or just lean into this going sideways right now.
I could also challenge a dictate. Oh, but
You-
that
You could.
don't want to dictate.
So if you want to challenge something to gain a determination point, you have to indicate which value or dictate is likely the reason he's being held back, and he's challenging it. Now, if you're challenging one of your values, that value gets struck and is gone until the end, and is replaced at the end of the episode. But you would have a determination point to spend into a different value.
Well, I could challenge the value questions are the beginning of wisdom, because I don't want him to question.
Nicely done.
Okay, that is so stricken. What are you spending it into?
Can I only spend on a value once per episode, so I can't spend on the triple targ one again?
You could. You can still spend into it again.
I will spend it on brute strength is not the most important asset in a fight, since I'm trying to use deception in this circumstance rather than brute strength.
I will take it.
And that's for the reroll, right?
Yes. I assume you want to reroll all 3.
Yes.
Wild guess. This guy got lucky rolls too. He rolled just within his threshold. Oh no. Well, there's no complication.
Yeah, that's better, I guess. Hold on. 13. Yeah. Presence plus security is 13.
Well,
So close.
I guess this deception really doesn't suit us Klingons, does it?
I gained 2 threat because he beat you by 2. So I will have to stay at my position. These orders don't seem to indicate that I must leave it, though I was told by the Beacon Command that you are to be here. So you may enter, but I will not leave my post. So he stands up a little straight, like he's expecting to be praised for standing his ground on practicality. Because when you look at the orders, you glance at him, and you're like, oh, right. That line wasn't added yet. Shoot. Well, thankfully he's not mad at you, but he's technically right.
And Tarkin contact what's his name, Morka, and says, and request that this warrior give them access. Do you
What?
know who I am? Use his.
I believe we have access.
Oh, as in like so that he doesn't follow you.
Oh, he won't follow you in. He'll stand guard outside the door.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't go in. He's not allowed to go inside anyway unless there's a security issue.
Okay.
It's just that if you managed to do it, he would have left the map. He would have walked off and gone somewhere else. Probably over to where this guy is.
I will say to him, good job reading the orders clearly, warrior, and maintain your post. And walk past him into the room.
He'll step aside, because he's not about to fight a soak over this. So who goes in?
I think Kaziki, in maintaining her kind of role as the, security officer for a senior officer, will stop on the other side of the door and take up post. Because I'm pretty sure she wouldn't normally go in there.
Yeah, and she'd know that without a roll. It's not that normally
Yeah.
rooms like that are for lieutenants and up.
Right. She's a security grunt. Well, security ensign.
Yeah. So Keldar and Tarkin are going in.
I'll let Keldar.
What are Sogmal and Sog Amdris doing?
I can maybe a little crowded in there. Would there be advantageous reason for me to be in there?
I mean, unless there's about to be a fight, I really don't see much use of us in there.
Insight con difficulty of 1. I have an idea, but I'm not giving it to you for free.
Okay. Insight.
GM, do you want me to roll that as well?
You can assist, yeah. You're both pilots, so you both have a think about it if there's anything you can do.
Insight cons, that's 15. And focus is 5. And then,
Rolling.
and the complication was 20, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Insight plus con. Let's see.
Good golly.
3, 4.
Here's where all the good rolls are, everybody. Jeez.
Nicely done.
Damn.
The green means like critical ones, right?
Yep, so you get an extra hit for each one.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's 4 successes. Is 15 enough for Maul, or no? Let's
For what?
see. Insight con 8 and 4 would be 12. Yeah, no. So you gain 3 momentum.
9 and 3 for me.
Yeah. So you both have a think about it. You both have a little think about it, and you realize that you may not be communications officers. That's an engineering thing. But if you're able to get access to the computer and download their navigation files, you could get the most up-to-date navigation files in the sector, because they'd be getting updates all the time at communications. It's not normally what they're for, but you both know that you could look for specific files that wouldn't normally be security related, but they'd be navigation and safety related. And if you could pull those, you'd be more likely to pull those than, say, Keldar or Tarkin, because that's not their specialty.
Oh, okay.
Also, the other benefit of, if there's more people in the room and a fight breaks out, there's more people in a room. Downside, I'll point out, because you got the hit, is if someone does an area attack in a room, and like each of these areas, if you area attack, you would area attack the entire, anyone who's within that area, or anyone who's in that area, or anyone in that area. Like, you can target a whole room. So that's the only downside of everyone going in.
Yeah, we don't want to knock our guys out.
But remember, there's probably a reason that your security officer just sort of took up the post where she did.
Like, she's hanging around outside so she is not caught in a area attack.
Yeah.
And also very close to the guard.
In case something goes
So
down.
she didn't take him out.
Yeah. Is the console
Where
the one
is
that we
the,
would need? Is it in there?
Yeah, it'd be one of these 4 consoles.
Is one of those 4? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, what would we need for focus for discipline?
Good question. I would take astro navigation is probably something I would take. I was trying to think if there's any other discipline that would make more sense, and that one sticks out. I will note, just as a fair warning to you, support characters don't advance like the PCs. They only advance at the end of an episode. So if Maul doesn't have that focus, he doesn't have it yet.
To be fair, I did just notice that this episode is Maul's second activation, so he should be able to gain something.
Oh, something wasn't put on him yet? Oh.
Right, yeah, this is his second activation. His first one was the convoy of the Iwakawa.
Oh, but he wouldn't get that ability until the end of the episode anyway. Because it's a reward for showing up. Oh, sorry, it's a reward if he rolled. And Maul did roll this episode?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, he has his activation for the day.
So the
Okay.
And he does have astronavigation.
Oh, he already does? Well, that helps.
yeah, I was gonna say astronavigation. That sounds like be good for extracting the navigation files.
Maybe computers, but for what you're doing, you're already doing astronavigation, so I'm not sure you want to fill up another slot with computers.
Yeah. Okay.
So is
So
Maul
my-
and... Oh, sorry, go
My
ahead.
question was, what would we be rolling to get the navigation files?
Well, once you get to the computer, it would be a reason con roll.
Reason count.
We're not in there
Anything
yet.
under. Okay.
Okay. I'll go. Sog Amdris will follow Sog Tarkin inside.
Is Maul going to follow in as well?
Maul. He will.
Okay. So, a procession of Sogs walk into the communication room. As the group of you notice a busily working Klingons who don't even look up from their consoles. They're busy looking over on their screens. Streams of data flow by them. Each of them have the analysts have a little eyepiece strapped over their right eyes as they're looking at even more information. While the technicians are making sure all the transmissions are getting clear. They're double checking that the encryption's there. They're checking if anyone's sending secret information. But
GM, I'd like for Kaziki to go ahead and make that insight security roll about the monitoring equipment in the hall now.
Yep.
That was diff 3, I think you said.
Yes, I did. And I'll up the complication by 1. Because why not? I have 13 threat. Doesn't cost me much.
Let's see what I can do with 3 die. I don't want to take the momentum these guys are probably going to need, so... Ha! I'm not rolling 13 dice. That's my attribute plus discipline. Let me cancel that.
13 dice later. I think you're cheating.
Right. Don't think
Just
I
a
have
wild guess.
that will supply, unless you will take Starship Tactical Systems.
I'll take it, yeah.
Okay. And complication is 19.
Yep.
Here goes nothing.
Just short.
Not quite. Okay. Nothing I can do to leverage that.
Yeah, Law Kazeki looks around, and then where there would be cameras or sensor bars, there's like other devices there that looks like an environmental control system. That thing over there looks like a force field emitter. That looks like a phaser strip, you think? Who designs their bases like this? This isn't nonsense. There's probably a camera in here somewhere. You're just not sure where. Heck, there might not even be any cameras in here for all you know.
Doubt it, but
Damn, I wish I had Torb right now. He could do a scan of this room like nothing.
Yeah. So the Sogs enter the room.
I'm going to say, Tarkin, assist me at this console. Amdris, Mahal, take that console. And point out one of the other console.
So which console are you trying to relieve?
The one on the left.
This guy?
Yes.
Okay. He looks up. Oh, so Keldar. Hello. How are you? Can I help you?
I require the use of your console.
Oh, all right then. He steps up.
So I would like to is he still paying attention to us? Like he just stepped aside and so he's like watching what we're doing?
He's standing at attention. He's not looking too closely at what you're doing. Because there's 3 other people in the room who could be watching the computer, so he's just waiting until you tell him to sit back down. So
What time of day is it? I mean, it's not terribly relevant because it's on the station, but
midday, mid-shift. So it's probably the middle of the first shift of the day. And there's usually up somewhere between 3 to 4 shifts on a ship. Depends on station command and what they prefer to do.
I will say, technician, take a break, get some lunch, come back in an hour, and we'll be finished.
Yes, Sock. Thank you, Sock. And he eagerly goes to find himself some lunch.
And I pointed Amdris and Maul to the other, the one beneath us.
That one? Who approaches... Oh, go ahead, Amdris.
Amdris will approach the terminal there and speak to the Klingon. So these are just like... Are these just like sort of... they're not officers themselves, they're just like sort of crewmen?
Yep. They're specialists. They're specialists in their... they'd be equivalent of Boo. Okay. But they're given special security clearance because they're specialized for this particular job.
Okay. And I just as a overall lexicon, what's a good way to just like speak to just a Klingon that's lower than you?
You there.
You there, okay.
Yeah, you could, if you're being polite, you could, polite, strong word. If you're being overly formal, you would call them Boo, or you would just say analyst, like you're calling them by their job.
Okay. I'll be on the softer side, like analyst.
Yes, Zog.
I require this console, similar to Sog Keldar, similar to Sog Keldar's needs.
Oh. All right then.
You're hungry, just like the other analysts. I hear they're making a great meal for you. This for lunch.
Oh, thank you, Sok. He starts taking off his eyepiece and he holds it out to you to put on. Here you go, sir.
Sogam just grabs it and nods.
And he very quickly and eagerly goes off to get some lunch because fresh food. He's probably been in there for hours.
Okay. Amdris sits down at the console. Is the device that was given to him, is it required to use a console?
Insight engineering difficulty 2. This isn't standard issue, but this might be a RASA thing. Maybe they do need this. Insight
engineering, and then you said, I need to look at the chat thing here.
Yeah, I really should put it in there. My bad.
No, it's okay. Insight engineering difficulty 2. Okay, so number of dice 2. Bad. Insight plus 0 is 10. And then I don't have a focus, so I would put just 1.
Yeah, unfortunately. Unless you want to give yourself a focus for...
Yeah.
Oh,
well, you wouldn't have a 0 in engineering. You would assign one of your remaining things to be assigned to your engineering skill.
I would...
Yep.
Because I have a 5 in con and 4 in medicine, so...
So you
I believe you have 3, 2, 2, 1 left to assign?
Yep.
Oh, okay. 3, 2, 2, 1. Okay. Tarkin and Keldar are both pretty good with engineering, correct?
Note also that your helmsman's superpower lets you use your con score in place of engineering if you're doing anything related to like ships and engines. So if the GM might take that.
I wouldn't take it in this case, but worth pointing out, yeah. Because normally your con's used if you're doing anything with propulsion or the engine.
The engine, okay. I'll go 3, 2, 2, 1, you said.
Yeah.
I'll do an engineering of 3 then.
Okay, so that 3 is spent. You have 2, 2, 1 left.
Okay, and then command 2, 2, 1. I'll do science 2.
Oh, I'll save you some trouble there. You don't have to assign them until the roll comes up for that stat.
Oh, until the roll comes up. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So save changes. So it's 3. Okay. So my discipline focus will be 3 then.
Okay.
And then submit. And then the complication number is 20.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. When does that change? Is that you? Do you allow that to change, or do you like use threat?
The most common way it changes is through threats. Sometimes a hazard in effect, whether environmental or tactical, will create complications. And there's other outlier cases like using a focus that's close but not exactly what I'm looking for, and I'll go, you can use it at complication. That sort of thing.
Okay.
There's some talents that do it too, that raise complication rates. And they're good, but they also raise complication when you use them.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. I'll submit. Got 2 successes, looks like.
Yep. It's you determine after examining the eyepiece, it isn't vital. You could ignore it, but it does make using the computer easier and lets you look through the information faster. The downside is that you would have to do a fitness medicine roll to not get to get sick, because you're going to get overwhelmed and get sort of like this, have to fight this. What most Klingons wouldn't admit to motion sickness, but this thing will scramble your brain. Is going to scramble your brain a tiny bit to force the information into your head faster.
I see. Okay.
Was your attack number 13 or 10? You might have got
It's 13. Yeah, that should be 3 successes if you have a focus.
Oh, if I have a focus in it?
Oh, you had 10 entered in as your total.
Yeah, instead of 13. So if you don't have a focus, it should still be 2 successes rather than just 1.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, you're right. I didn't add it because I had put that in before I put the skill in. Okay.
It's okay. It's $100 fine. Don't worry about it.
Then did you assign a focus that was related?
I thought the astronavigate. No, this was all just for
the eyepiece.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 successes. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless you want to assign a focus to knowing devices, like
maybe can I do something like foreign consoles that can also help me with, just like, say we're on a vessel that we're not exactly familiar with.
What about interfaces? Like interface design, devices, blah blah.
Interfaces. I'll take interfaces. Yeah, that would cover normal stuff, but also unusual interfaces.
Yeah.
Should I add that to Mel as well? He's about to interface with the computer as well.
He's a support character. He can't gain them like the main characters can, unfortunately. He has to wait till the end of the episode to gain a new ability.
Okay, yeah. I'll do interfaces then for my focuses.
And that should also work if you're on an alien ship and trying to figure out their controls.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you put on the eyepiece is the question.
I'm still a little hesitant to put on the eyepiece, just because I don't know what sort of like, it's like Big Brother sort of thing. Like, what is it going to glean off of me?
For 1 momentum, I can answer your concerns about that.
You gotta Mel do it. And
see what happens.
Concerned. Yeah.
How much momentum we have? It's over HUD Oda. We have 3 momentum.
Yeah.
Yes.
If no one minds, I'll spend momentum just to find out.
I mind, but I'm the GM, so.
Oh, okay.
So to answer your question, it doesn't read your mind. That's a different device. This thing uploads information at a rapid rate, and actually it's you know how flashing lights can cause some people to have seizures? That's kind of what this thing's doing, except it's programming your brain to learn information, to retain information faster.
It's based on Dominion technology.
Yep. So what that means is that you know how some people it will allow you to re-roll one of your dice while using a interface that it's calibrated to, such as this console. The downside, because it's a House Rasa device, is your complication increases by +3. Because you're going to get even if you make the fitness roll, you're still going to get a really nasty headache. That's why Mr. Analyst was eager to get out of there. He's like, cool, I don't have to wear this thing anymore.
Okay.
But it does give you a free reroll if you wear it.
Flip side is, with your new focus, you'll have a focus if you use it. So you can
It's true.
Get a higher crit range with the interface's focus.
Okay. I will put it on for now.
Fitness medicine difficulty 2.
Medicine difficulty 2. Okay, so.
Ooh, and Andrus is the guy to make that roll too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Medicine, fitness, yeah. Though my fitness isn't greatest, but my medicine's okay. So 14, and then the focus was the interfaces. So that's
Yep.
3. Okay, so submit, and then complications 20.
Yep.
2 successes.
It starts flickering at your eye, and you blink it off for a bit, and you're able to see a wide array of information as well as the computer.
Awesome. Awesome. Sog Amdris sort of jolts a bit after putting on the device, shakes his head, and looks over at Sog Keldar and nods accordingly, essentially saying, like, I'm good.
Okay, I would like to set up Hot Oda's message to be delivered on a time delay, so that we have time to get off the station before we broadcast this seditious message.
Technically seditious, because I'm the rightful ruler.
Well, says
Yes,
you.
not technically, but they will view it as seditious. And
This will be a control engineering difficulty. You're setting the difficulty. This is, again, it's going to be encrypting it in such a way that it, sorry, I'm tripping over my words. That makes it how hard it will be to stop the transmission once it starts. If you fail, you're not able to compile it, and you'll have to try again.
And then, just so I know beforehand, the second thing we want to do is install some sort of, like, computer worm to reroute the traffic to us. Would that be a science thing, so I should have Tarkin take the lead on the second one, or would that also be it?
That one would be control science opposed by the analyst who's in the other chair. Like, he might notice that something weird's happening to the computer. Actually, I'll say control ordinary. Yeah, no.
I think I should go relieve that officer so we can get that stuff in. Have him go eat as well.
You walk over to him and you suggest, you say to him that maybe he should head out for lunch as well.
I hear they have prepared a marvelous roast targ in the assault.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sog. I'm unable to leave while the other analyst is gone. I have to wait till he comes back.
I must insist.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Standard policy by order of Joe Rasa.
These are the Joe's orders that we are to operate unimpeded.
Oh, may I see them?
I hand over the forged orders.
Give me Insight Security difficulty 1 to realize something.
Security.
Oh, got one hit. You recall that when Keldar tried to present that to the guard outside, you know that it doesn't say that that you're able to override her orders right now. You're on a mission for her to do something here, but you can't override her existing orders. That's why that guy's still outside the door.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Yep. You can try a different lie if you want, but you know that one won't hold up. If he looks at that pad, he's gonna know something's wrong.
I say, Mal, assist Andros.
Yes, sir.
Alright, I will...
Go quiet.
Andrew says BRB for a little bit.
Okay, I will, Tarkin? Tarkin just disappeared and then came back. Right, okay, okay, did you say, you said you would accept daring, was that on both rolls, or was that just on the science roll?
I'll take it on both rolls, sure.
I will roll daring plus engineering. Then
What's your target difficulty?
I will spend 1 threat and 2 momentum. Oh, target difficulty, sorry. Difficulty to stop it. 4.
Ooh, shooting for 4. Okay.
So I will spend 1 threat and 2 momentum for 2 extra dice. And I'm expecting Tarkin to assist with this.
He can assist with if he wants.
The daring engineering. 13.
Complication is standard.
Yes.
Well done.
Okay.
That is my best combination. And
Did you have a focus in anything?
I did not. My focuses are disruptors, maintenance, transporters, EPS systems, shields, and cloaking devices. And I don't.
Fair.
Come on, little spider. Shoo. Go up. Thank you. Sorry, friend spider decided to land on my head for a second. I was like, ah. So I have to attempt to roll to see if they see through it. Or if they'll be able to stop it down the line. Well, we'll wait until it actually fires, because you're not sending it now. You're sending it after you've left.
So with a total of 5 successes, does that make it a difficulty 5 for them to see through? Or
No, because he had to call the shot.
Okay, so we get a momentum.
Yep. So Keldar begins working away. But meanwhile, new scene.
Man, we just got that momentum.
The Duck Chinooka see something over sensors at extreme range, as something decloaks. The TBE manga decloaks next to the space beacon.
It's our old friend.
Jesus Christ.
And it seems to be sending a shuttle over.
Do we know if it's been fully repaired?
It would be by now. It's been a few weeks since you last fought it.
Damn it. Because we did some serious damage to that.
I know. I blasted the shit out of it.
What does the Duck Chinooka do with this information, if anything?
I think now we just keep an eye on the situation. Although I'll have science try to see if they can't use the fact that we caught it decloaking to maybe
Catch their frequency.
yeah, whatever you'd call it for the cloak.
I'm trying to look in your support characters who that would
Talking
be.
for frequency.
We don't have a science support, do we?
Nope.
I guess the Rasa scavenger would be the closest thing. Yeah.
This is gonna be a long shot. So you guys are effectively 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yikes! This is a super hard roll. Due to the distance you're currently at, you're looking at a difficulty 8 task. Reason science.
Okay. Scratch that again. I'm not even gonna try and leverage that kind of resources.
Yeah. You'd have to get a lot closer to make that any easier.
That's fair.
We could do it while we're close.
True, but the closer we move into these bases with their presumably pretty decent sensors, since they're Rasa, the more vulnerable we ourselves become to being detected in cloak. And our mission is not to start a fight here.
True.
But yep. So we'll hang back and watch.
You also notice the freighters finally complete their mission and start detaching. And begin leaving the station. I'll note it doesn't seem that any of the ships are scanning in your direction. They seem to be content to continue their operations.
And for now, I'm content to allow them to.
Whoops.
What whoops?
I dragged something I wasn't supposed to drag. As Amdris continues to work with Maul's help, there was something else you wanted Tarkin to do, I believe?
Yes, implanting the worm to relay the traffic to us.
So you get out of the chair to
will-
let Tarkin sit down?
Yeah, I will cede my seat to Tarkin.
How dare you? So, Tarkin, you're looking at a control or daring plus science opposed by the analysts in the opposite chair, just to notice the hacking of the system.
Okay, I'll buy an extra dice for 3.
I'll buy that same die back with the threat you gave me.
Might be time for determination spend.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of So I'm just trying to okay, maybe there can be no progress without risk.
I'll take it.
Okay, so I'll use that to get additional 2 successes. So this would be reason science, which is 16. And
It's either control or daring plus science.
sorry, I thought it said reason science.
That was for the scary roll we decided not to make.
Okay. So that would just be 15 for me. And can I use a sensor's focus? Would that still be for relaying, or is it more communications?
Computers is what I'd be looking for.
No, I don't have that. So 4 successes altogether.
One hit. They get to reroll that 17. 2 hits. So you gain
2
1
hits.
momentum.
3.
Oh, right, because you spent determination. Sorry.
Yeah, so I think we gain, what, 3?
Yep.
Yeah, I just recalled back from another time where I had to try to cure Lara Rook and take risks there, and this is another time I'll have to take a risk in order to ensure that we get the information in order to restore SupQuit'aH back to power.
La Kazik, you notice that there's an entourage of 2 Sogs and a Jo walking down the hall. As you recognize the face of Jo Rasa.
Oh, shit.
Can I try to send a quick alert beep through my communicator to Keldar or the away team?
Control plus security opposed to see if anybody notices the anomalous chirp. Like it's probably a very simple like chirp, a alarm chirp that lets your team know that something's wrong, but no one else know.
How about Makbara as a focus, since I'm very trained in moving carefully and precisely?
I'll take it at complication.
That's worth a shot. Okay, so we do have some momentum opposed. So yeah, I'm going to give you all 3 momentum for 4 dice.
Which wouldn't be her, it'd be somebody else.
Total.
I'll buy a die, why not?
Alright, here goes nothing. Oh, there's a comp though.
They can reroll that 19. Not that it's going to help a ton, I think. Yeah. 2 hits.
I got 3, but there's a complication because I took that increased comp
I will-
to use the focus.
I will take 2 threat. So yeah, everyone in the away team gets a little alert chirp that something's wrong. You don't know specifically, but you know something. The situation has changed outside.
Is there only 1 exit here? Is it only 3 here? Or are there other?
The other 2 go deep into the bowels of the communication system. In theory, you would know, Tarkin, that there are ways to get out, but it's hazardous if you don't know how it's laid out, and you haven't been here before, as far as I can tell. But you know that there's hazards in there somewhere.
He looks up at Keldar. Just I guess potentially that might be something wrong. There's the others still here, so it doesn't really say anything. Just gives like a look. Perhaps it.
Have we completed both of our main tasks of implanting the computer virus and getting the message set up to send?
Yes, Amdris hasn't gotten his done yet because him and Maul are having to spend quite a bit of time trawling through the system to get the data they're looking for.
Hey, these are millennial Klingons. They've got trophies. They look just like the other Klingons, but they're millennials, so they got trophies.
They're champions, if you must know.
I guess they're Xennials, actually, whatever that means.
So I will try to take my communicator and whisper into it. Kazike, report.
As you whisper that, Rasa approaches Kaziki with her two well-armed guards.
Kaziki comes to the appropriate attention for being an ensign being confronted suddenly with the Lord of a House that she theoretically serves.
Well, hello there. Pleasure to meet you, La. I'm not familiar with your name. Who might you be?
Rasa Joe, I am Lag Kaziki. It is an honor to meet you.
Oh, I see. So, how are you feeling? Do you feel any tingling? Have you seen any hair falling out since you've been assigned here?
I am just arrived on station, Joe.
Oh, really? Huh, that's interesting. Would you be with my good Uncle Tarkin, perhaps?
Do we hear this over the communicator?
Yes, thankfully.
Okay.
And Tarkin, you recognize the voice of your niece. And her excited glee at maybe someone's hair falling out due to an experiment that's probably ongoing and you're in the field of.
I will look at Keldar and... no, I am Keldar. I'll look at Deacon and I will say, under my breath, you wanted to find out what was going on with Jo Rasta.
Yes, perhaps it is time to present ourselves. He then he walks out the door.
And when he comes to the door, Kaziki will say, "Yes, Joe, that is my honor as well."
Follow him out?
He's a bit... He wanders out, looks at Rasa, and watches her reaction as he comes out. Maybe knowing that there may be those crystals are influencing, maybe trying to see whether there's anything different about her.
Insight security, difficulty 2. Or insight medicine.
I would go for insight medicine.
Because both of those would apply here. Oh, Keldar comes out. Okay.
Would either xenophysiology or Klingon history or...
I'll take xenophysiology.
Okay, they apply. Great.
Is there any way for me to assist on this roll?
Sure, since you came out and exposed yourself.
It's 2 successes for me.
Well done.
Wait, was she on the manga?
Yeah, she shuttled over.
Oh, damn, we should have subtracted this shuttle. Oh, damn.
Well, we were way far out of range to do anything to the shuttle.
True.
You would have had to warp
And
right
we
on
have
top
no
of them.
idea.
Yeah.
We have no idea our crew is in trouble right now.
So 1 momentum generated, by the look of it.
Fortunately, 2 of them are still in the comm station.
Between the two of you, she does not appear to be under any psionic or drug-induced influence. She is of her own mind, what there remains anyway. She is as Rasa normally is.
Rasa, you seem to be in good health.
You as well, and the good son of SupQuit'aH, Keldar. What a pleasure to see you. Oh, I'm glad to see you're both all right. Strange of you to visit my station under my orders.
Furrows his brow. Explain yourself. You know what I mean.
Well, good uncle, I am willing to explain myself to you, but not to the son of the blood of SupQuit'aH over there. If you wish to speak, we can speak in private, of course.
Will
I wish to
Darken?
know the reason for your actions, Rasa.
Give me presence command difficulty of 2.
I've got doctor's orders. Can I apply that to use a medicine instead of command for coercing someone? Or
I'm going to give that a look. Give me a second.
son?
Because, yeah, Doctor's Orders is... yeah, you can use medicine. Frig me.
So what was the roll again? Presence.
Presence medicine in this case. Difficulty 2.
With persuasion, would you allow that one as a focus?
Yeah, I'll take it.
And I will use a what's the difficulty again? 2. I might use that momentum, so I'll have 3 dice. There you go.
Well, dear uncle, if you must know and you wish to share this with outsiders, then fine. I am looking to the future of this house and our family. SupQuit'aH would waste away all my hard work and all of your hard work maintaining some outdated measure of their debunked system of governing the sector. It would waste away without a battle, without great care, and challenging the rather circumspect and cautious in high command and elsewhere. In my hands, in our hands, the manga will see itself unleashed not only in the means that you and I designed it, but with the help of our friends, we will see it more powerful than any ship the Klingon Defense Force has ever fielded. Indeed, in the Beta Quadrant itself. If not beyond. How could I step aside from such a great possibility?
And you colluded with Gamola and Banan with this plan?
Colluded is a strong word. They are not quite as intelligent as you and I. I merely guided them to the method they requested, and my price was to retrieve my ship.
And what of Bemoth? And what had happened there?
Well, that is quite the strange thing. I'm not entirely sure what exactly caused that. Supposedly, Gamola and Ba'anan say that it was this, some Starfleet captain or another, James or something, I don't know. They all have the same name. But apparently they did some sort of sabotage on the station and caused it to crash into the planet. Now, they somehow think that SupQuit'aH blood screwed this up, but frankly, I don't think the virtuous-blooded and the high and mighties that they are would allow one of their stations to kill their house members. They'd leave first. Actually, they probably were fighting to the last, screaming to their deaths, which is admirable, I suppose. Tragic, but admirable. But I will say it wasn't me. It was not me. That is, frankly, a rather clumsy way to blow up a city. There are much more efficient ways to do such things. Torpedoes, for one, biogenetic weapons. Cracking the planet, but that'd be a waste of strategic resources. You understand, of course, Uncle?
Who do you think it was then, Raza? You were cleverer than that just to let it go.
Romulans, maybe? Ferengi are too cowardly. I don't think it's Ba'anan or Gamola. They're not... Well, they don't know enough about such things. Although, it is entirely possible that there's this new strategic material that I'm supposed to be researching that Gamola was going to send me, but unfortunately it hasn't gotten to me yet. If I were to be a guessing scientist, which she shrugs, I am, I would think it has something to do with that material, but that is a wild speculation. It could entirely be that someone sabotaged the mechanisms aboard the ship, which, if you're looking for saboteurs, I would say Ba'anan would be the most skilled at the arts that evade both steel and blood. Traditional also means the good old smooth-headed days where Klingons knew only blood and not glory. They did respect science a little better back then. Shame that they were so stupid.
What are you doing on this station, Rasa?
Well, I was in the neighborhood and I heard that my uncle was here, so I thought I'd come on over and say hi. I thought you died. Frankly. Glad you didn't.
Well, the reports are not true. I was with SupQuit'aH.
That's right, you're getting that reward. I remember now. Yeah, you're getting a medal or something from the Fort of the Fallen and all that nonsense. Yes. Sorry about shooting at the fort. I didn't know you were there. I wouldn't have shot otherwise.
Oh, we were loyal to the house. We may continue to be loyal to SupQuit'aH. Perhaps if you had only sought to increase our reputation with SupQuit'aH as our allies, we may continue to be allied with them. There is still a way, Raza.
Away? I would think that SupQuit'aH's blood want to kill me. I'm actually quite surprised Keldar hasn't tried to stab me through the face in the last few minutes. He's very patient. But then again, SupQuit'aH blood is known for its calm vengeance rather than its hot one. That's more of a Gamola thing, really. So thank you for that, Keldar. Much appreciated. But you want me to join SupQuit'aH then?
That is where my allegiance lies now, Raza.
But not to the house. That seems... Well, I mean, that is an old way of thinking and understandable. I can't really hold that against you. And I am younger than you, and that probably would instill you to disobey the leader of our house. But then again, I didn't tell you the plan, so I can't really be too mad at you.
There is still a way for our house to come out of this without the treachery of Banan or Gamola. You still have a choice, Raza.
What do you suggest then, Uncle?
Suggest that we discuss this with Oda. Perhaps there may be a way for you.
He's actually alive? Really? Ooh, that's an interesting bit of information.
As alive as I am, and Keldai.
At this point, you're engaged in social combat as you're trying to convince Rasa to see your side of things, whereas she is trying to convince herself that what she did was the correct call for the house. Rasa.
Okay.
So, you started the social fight. It is a presence plus, in this case, this will be presence medicine because of doctor's orders. You're aiming for difficulty of... the difficulty will be 3 because you are addressing the leader of your house. She does, in your family, outrank you. But you can advise her, as you are doing. It's like, well, just because you're not the leader doesn't mean you can't suggest things to her. If you get the hit, you get to roll your medicine score plus 2 in challenge dice, and that's how much stress you do to her. And if you do enough stress, you can possibly convince her of your argument. Once you try, she'll probably roll to try to do stress back to you.
Okay. What I will do is challenge of value, which is there's no escape for traitors, because I guess he is trying to convince Rasa, who I thought was a traitor, now to become allies. Is that?
You can challenge that. That is so stricken. What are you spending it toward?
The house dictates, is it? Where that is. There's something about making allies. Or...
It's pinned, yeah.
Fourth, make allies when possible and gather strength.
The fourth
And
dictate.
I sent you a quick message, Tarkin.
Alright.
So also, while we're broken here, it looks like Kazik was successful on opening her communicator.
Is she saying anything, or is she just keeping the channel open so the Dakchanaka can hear this conversation?
The latter, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, everything that's been said, Dakchanaka is now aware of.
Just looking at the dictates, it probably wage no wars that do not benefit the Empire. It's people. That's probably.
I would take the fourth one. Make allies when possible and gather strength.
Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking of. Okay, so 2 successes, and I will. Yeah, I'll just roll 2 dice. So presence, medicine, and persuasion as a focus as well.
Yeah, since you are trying to persuade her.
Ah, no.
That's unfortunate.
And can I roll to assist if I engage in this conversation?
Sure.
I've been messaged. So if I use some information around the data or the footage that we had about the crystals and what Muller was trying to do, could that be used as an advantage?
Could what be used as an advantage? Sorry.
We had some security footage with the crystals, or information that we have about the crystals on during the last mission, and how that was affecting people's mind and mind control and so forth. Were we able to use that?
Oh god. You can, yes. That'll bring the difficulty down by 1, because that is something that would be... She wants to know about as much as possible, and you're telling her that you have the information, which that's a very... Actually, I'll do it the other way. You can either have it as a difficulty decrease or as a giving vicious to your attack, as it were.
Oh, okay. Maybe vicious is much better.
Okay.
I know.
So you got it on the button. With 2 complications, I'm just going to take those as threat. So I get 4 threat out of that.
Excellent.
Because you have no momentum to buy it off, so...
So, 6 challenge dice.
Eight, 9, that is 9 stress.
9 stress.
Okay, so... I'll spend 2 threat to have her be stubborn about this and not give up so easily. But... you may acknowledge Oda. You may spend 2 threat to keep the initiative and have Keldar attempt the roll as well, or you can let the turn go back to Rasa and have her do her social attack.
I think we pass it on. There's so much threat.
I concur.
So, she will argue that there are so much better ways to... You make a good argument, and she really likes how you're... all this information you already have, but she doesn't want to be found on the losing side of a war and have her house destroyed by the Gamola or Ba'anan if your overconfidence outstrips you. And she's going to spend toward her value, only a fool fights in a burning house, uncle. So 3 threats, she gets 2 hits. So this is just generating me through. It's only difficulty 2 for her to attack you because you're lesser in rank than she is. But you are her uncle, so you are older than she is, so that's coming into it. That's why it's not difficulty 1. And actually, she has a talent. Since I spent 3 threat right away... Oh, wait, that's the other way around. You did not spend any threat on your end or any momentum, so I can't use that power. Never mind. I won't worry about that. We'll just roll flat. So... medium range, got it. So she got... I closed it. Only 1 hit there, so she only gains 1 threat from the roll. And she rolls 4 challenge dice. Her command's not terribly great. 1, 2, 3, and I'll spend 2 threat to increase the damage by 2. To a total of 5 stress. Back to you. So you're down to 5 stress. If you want to continue arguing, you'll have to give me 2 threat. You'll have to be stubborn about this if you want to continue.
So are we trying to reduce their stress down to 0? Is that what it is?
Either reduce stress to 0 or do 5 or more stress in one go. You did do enough stress to injure her, as it were, but she spent 2 threat to keep going. But you can only do that once per scene, so she can't do that again.
I will pursue, continue.
Okay.
So I'll use the 2 threat to do that.
So the
The
turn...
target now is to try to get to 5, right?
Get to 5 or do enough stress because her stress track may be near... With 9 stress at her, you might have enough... If you could do enough stress, it might fill up her track.
Since Oda is actually in communication with Tarkin, Can I use my captain's superpower to give him a determination?
Well, Tarkin's already acted. Keldar, someone else would have to continue talking.
Oh, I see. Okay. I thought it was just between Tarkin and Raza.
Keldar he's already started chiming in if he wants to take a crack at it, unless he wants to stay out of it and not get stressed out.
No, I will definitely join.
So what's your argument, Keldar?
I will say, House SupQit'aH has a long and glorious history. We would be able to support House Rasa better than Kamala and Banan have been able to thus far. We have already gathered many allies unto us, and with House Rasa's support, we would be able to continue to gather many more.
Okay. Presence command. Difficulty of... would be 2. I'm going to increase it to 3. And I'm going to increase your complication range by 1. Comp of 19 to 20, not 19 comp. Just to clarify. I just realized what I said there. I was like, whoops, hold on.
Should I spend threat for extra dice? Opinions?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's worthwhile investing in this role.
Yeah.
3 threat for 2 extra dice?
3 threat, you say? Sure.
Presence plus command.
We'll probably use it back at us, but anyway.
Of course you will.
The question.
Y'all.
How difficult would it be for Torque to teleport over? This conversation with the burn marks from the Calcat crystal still on his face?
That would have been healed by now by doctors. It's been like 5 days. Unless your character specifically kept the burns.
He would have wanted them to slowly heal.
Okay.
Don't believe you can transport from cloaked ship. Is that accurate?
You can beam from cloak. You just can't shoot from cloak. It would require the ship to get to close range of the station. Would be the only catch.
Because it might benefit the leader of Rasa to know about these sentient crystals.
Well, Tarkin's already telling her about those.
We'll give that a think once we have this damage rolled out. If it goes back to you guys, we'll look at that to see if you guys can jump in that way. Because that is a thing you could theoretically do. Well, actually, heck, you could talk when the turn comes back to you guys. You'd be able to talk over the radio because Keswick is already opened up a channel for you guys to overhear this conversation.
So, 4 successes.
4 successes. You generate 1 momentum.
Nicely done.
Give me your command plus 2 in challenge dice.
But it's not terrible. And wasn't there you could spend something to make it vicious?
That was Tarkin's
Oh.
Scientific information. You're just countering her argument.
You can spend that momentum for extra damage or to reroll the 0.
I will tell you at this point.
That matter. I guess
before
piercing. Yeah.
Before you even bother, don't worry. She was at 9 of 10.
Have socially injured her.
Yeah. So, as you say that, she gives you a look, an appraising gaze. Well, I suppose if you're so darn confident and you think you can beat Banan and Gamola and their whoever's supporting them, I see no harm in helping SupQuit'aH win their battle. Although I do insist that the manga actually shoot at something. I don't want it to go on glory parades to show off how nice you all are.
At this point, Oda will speak through the communicator. I can assure you, Rasa, if you join with me, Rasa will rise to a greater prominence and greater glory than is ever known, and I will give the manga many targets to shoot at.
Well, with your permission, good Oda, I would like to meet you in person. I think such a fortuitous event should be celebrated not over the comms of one of your security because I assume you don't work for me, dear.
I'll order the is the Doc Tanaka in position?
New scene.
Man, I just got that momentum. You do this every time.
It just loves sucking away the momentum.
As you guys fly over under cloak.
Yep. I'll drop the cloak while telling Tarkin to keep our weapons targeted on the manga. I await you aboard my flagship, Joe Rasa.
I will enjoy meeting you aboard the Doc Tanaka as we discuss our alliance. Hod Ora. Can we agree upon that, perhaps?
Agreed.
Does anyone try to perform any treachery or assassination before she gets over to your ship? I have to ask.
No from me.
No.
If she tries anything, I will be the first one to put a mechleth into her.
That is fair. See, we cut to the war room. I won't. We changed scene, but don't worry about it.
I will meet
momentum to give you.
the Joe of House Raza in the transporter room.
We will fast forward a little bit toward the. Unless actually, do you want the meeting? I leave it to the Hod Oda. Do you want to have the meeting at the transporter pad or in your war room?
Let's do it in the war room.
So you'll be Torg will be escorting her to the room.
And I'll be there. I'll have the glaive with me and the lore singer beside me. The trappings of the true house leader.
Keldar Tarkin. Lore singer will be there, of course. Rasa will come along, and she'll only bring along one of her champions, since she doesn't think SupQuit'aH is known. SupQuit'aH is known for its reputation of not being. They're known for being unconventional, not assassins. So
Right.
as she's walking to the war room, she looks to you, Torg. You are La Torg?
Yes.
You are of House... the Chancellor's house, yes?
Correct.
Ah, I
As she
see.
notices the burns up and down my face.
She studies them with great interest. She will get uncomfortably close to you unless you ask her to not get so darn close to you.
Doesn't matter, I'm comfortable with whatever. I'll explain the meaning behind them as well.
Oh, will you? Oh, interesting. Oh, and did the Borg do this to you?
No, this was not of the Borg's doing.
Oh. Did you do this to yourself?
In preservation of our ship, yes.
Oh.
I had no other choice.
Oh, I see. Must have hurt quite a bit.
It did. It burned like a son of a bitch.
Why didn't your nanites repair it? Or do they repair it?
They are repairing it. It's taking quite a bit of time.
Oh, I see. Can you actually assimilate people?
I could if I wanted to be careful. Don't piss me off.
Oh, interesting. So how many people have you assimilated?
That's classified information.
Classified? Oh, by whom? Oh, was it Martok? Did he do it? Or is that silly Billy Worf do it?
Say.
Hmm?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Ah, I see. Oh. Who is then?
Only the highest ranking officials.
Oh, I see, like a house leader.
And of the Federation.
Oh, I thought you were a Klingon officer.
I have a very unique history.
Oh. So you're a double agent then?
Not a double agent, just I've been places.
You've been places. I see. Interesting. Many questions. But I believe we're at the door. You sure you can't tell me?
As for my injuries, I can tell you this. They were done by a crystal entity.
Oh, so the crystal burned you.
It exploded.
Oh. That must have hurt. Did it embed in your skin?
No.
Oh, shame. I could have gotten samples.
I open the door to the war room and escort her in.
Okay. Rasa walks in with one of her personal guards. Hello everyone.
I will nod respectively to the Rasta.
Tarkin will growl.
Ah, yes, Keldar. Good Uncle Tarkin. Good to see you again. Lore Singer Cecere. Cecere just kind of looks at her. Jo Rasa.
Rasa, I see that your intelligence was not understated to me. After all, I suspected that you might wonder why Gamola was so interested in having you exposed to these crystals.
Yes, apparently they'd explode and burn people. That isn't very nice of him. Although, he is a bit of a clumsy oaf. I mean, hang around with Nausicaans long enough and one tends to think that pain is a fun thing to do. Though pain does teach one many things.
The crystals tend to explode when exposed to traditional Klingon methods of dealing with a threat.
Shouting at it?
Ha! Shooting it under my orders, unfortunately.
Oh.
They are highly unstable. Also, from what we have learned, sentient and highly psionic.
They're psionic.
Reports from inside the Federation tend to indicate that they tend to take control of less psionic beings.
Ooh.
Now, Can your vaunted intellect come up with any reason that Gamola in particularly might want to expose a brilliant leader and scientist of House Rasa to some sort of entity that puts people under its domination?
Well, I imagine that he would want me to implement such a thing toward dominating the people of the sector, and including yourselves, to swear loyalty to one of us, I suppose, either Gamola himself or Button-On. I mean, the fool would not think it would possibly work to trap me in any way. I have seen far more things than that little raider can possibly imagine. Although he could be dumb enough to think that would work to take me out of our little alliance, but Gamola is many things, but I don't think he is blind to my talent.
Or to bring you much, much closer into the alliance. I believe he was attempting to gain control of you.
Well, I'll simply just have to ask him then, but unfortunately I've appeared to follow after my old banner, I suppose, and that means that the next time I see him, he'll probably want to shoot me. Do you have these crystals? I heard they blew up and there's none left?
You may review all of our sensor data with them.
Oh yes, Uncle Tarkin did say that you had that, yes.
Now, are you ready to return to you and your house's loyalties to SupQuit'aH and pledge your loyalty once more?
To whom? Did your father survive?
Not that we know of. We believe he and my uncles have all died. Therefore, with overseen by the Lord's lore singer, I have taken the lordship of SupQuit'aH, as per the ancient traditions.
Are you holding the glaive?
I am.
It takes her a second to kind of nod, and she seems very distracted by Torg and keeps glancing at him every so often, like as if she's analyzing him, but kind of still trying to talk to you. And then she slowly glances over to your hand and notices the glaive. Oh, that's the glaive, isn't it? Oh,
It's the glaive, and you stand aboard the red hunting spear itself. I am House SupQit'aH.
She looks at the lore singer, who just nods, and Rasa looks like she's ready to jump on. She's practically hopping in place. She seems excited. Oh, can I see it? You can hold it. And she starts coming around the table, much to the annoyance of our lieutenant.
I think not.
Oh, I never got to scan the thing. You're so protective.
Your uncle tells me that you say, and he believes, that you have had nothing to do with the explosion and fall of Bemoth Station, correct?
Yes, very clumsy, very inefficient.
And
there might be survivors.
Your part of the plot to overthrow SupQuit'aH was... Your reward was the ship.
Yes.
The manga.
Yes.
And what did you do to earn this payment?
Well, I simply told them how they could re-interface their computer systems into the combat network and gave them access to the secure comms channels and hid their presence before they approached into the Bemoth system, at which point I then took command of the ship and proceeded to maintain security of the sector. Well, the system. And at that point, that allowed them to gain control of the capital system. After that, I am to be the shipbuilder and repair base of the fleet. Those fools, they think that by giving me one ship is a minor price, but they do not understand the power that it was to be the flagship of the sector.
It is a mighty ship. You have designed her well, Raza.
There's not a ship out there that could see her in cloak. Not even the vaunted Federation's new technologies could possibly see this. I would wager that even the Dominion would not see the ship creeping upon them, since I did steal their design after all.
Tell me, Sog Tarkin, how was it that the manga became so terribly damaged over Bemoth?
The Dr. Naka also had served its duty well fighting the manga.
So you were able to use the sensors of a D7 Katinga-class battlecruiser to penetrate the cloaking device of this manga. And then La Torg here was able to play our weapons across its naked hull like a skilled composer.
Several times.
I believe your cloaking technology may need work, Rasa.
Well, good Joe Oda. I would never underestimate any of my blood when it comes to technological achievement. Our minds work very differently to most Klingons. If anyone could see through my technology, it would be my good uncle Tarkin. I believe if you gave him a tricorder, he'd be able to detect a cloaked ship with enough time and patience. Or shouting, whichever came first, really.
You and I at least agree on our assessment of your uncle. Now, what assurances do you offer that you will not suddenly turn coat once again?
What assurances? Well, that's a good question. Well, you did tell me that you could, my uncle told me that you were willing to give me access to this new technology, this new crystal, and I already do have the ship, so I can't ask you for that, because that'd be pointless. What would assure my loyalty? Let me think. Beyond honor and duty and so forth, but... Think. What could you get me?
Perhaps more of Banan or Gamola's assets once we conquer them.
Oh, but I would imagine that possibly our, Joe Oda here would want to keep some of that for himself.
You mistake me, Rasa.
Oh?
Indeed, I'm not asking what you want from me. I am asking what assurances you can give me of your loyalty and your continued loyalty in future.
My family has always worked on the cornerstone that all things come to us at great expense and all knowledge must be found. Your predecessors seem to be on the path of a rather conservative viewpoint on the experimentation and assurances of technological achievement. Now, if you were on the path to push forward into the brave new frontiers of technological experimentation, then it'd be of every interest to me and mine to follow you. And if you are going to be successful in your little war, then, I'd rather be on the winning side of a war than on the losing side of one, since the winning one is the one that will be able to use my tools.
House SupQit'aH is bound by honor, not traditions. The value of science, of engineering, these are beyond dispute and can be used to raise SupQit'aH and its allied houses and the Bemoth sector itself to heights previously undreamed of. But having been honest with us, as I believe you have, I now must turn to Sog Tarkin and ask a question. Tarkin, are you satisfied with the leadership of your house?
Raza has led the house well so far. I believe that if she continues to be loyal to you, and then she has right rulership of House Raza.
And should she change her mind once again,
Then, as you dictate, she will pay for her crimes.
Should she betray us, I will be most happy to execute said orders.
Rasa,
Yes.
you will make Sog Tarkin your heir and chief counselor. He will issue all command codes for House Rasa.
Well, Joe Oda, I already have an heir.
You will designate Sog Tarkin as your heir and chief counselor of House Rasa. He will also issue all command codes for House Rasa. This is the price. This, or I dine on your heart tonight.
She thinks and goes quiet, mumbling to herself. But what if he dies? Of old age, I mean, not assassination. That's not really our way.
Such things happen. As long as there appear to be absolutely no strange or mysterious circumstances surrounding the Sog's death. As long as it is in battle or, hopefully not, of sheer old age. And as long as there's not even the slightest hint of suspicion that you or your agents had anything to do with it, well then, you will be free to pick another heir. With approval.
Good Uncle Tarkin, may I ask you something?
Go ahead, Rasa.
She steps forward and looks you in the eye. You've had a chance to reach for this power before. You've had a chance to be the leader. I wonder what your intentions for the house are, should I fall. Or be destroyed by one of my many inventions. She waves that off like that's a matter of course. Like that's more likely to happen.
Our bloodline has always been for progress. That is what I wish to ensure. Ensure that our inventions and our creations continue to hold our house and the Empire in good stead. That is what I intend. My focus is on our creations, not for power.
However, the continued alliance of House Rasa with House SupQit'aH will accrue power to Rasa. I'm well aware of the galaxy that we inhabit. I have fought the Dominion. I have fought beside the Federation. I have seen the power of science and engineering and these miracles of technology that the Federation particularly is known for. Otherwise, how could such a ragtag collection of disparate peoples come to have challenged the Klingon Empire? It was through their science. It was through their ability to build and to take risks to perform experiments that no other species would even think of. Experiments indeed that are bid to drive even a Vulcan insane. This is the power that SupQuit'aH, that the Empire, that Rasa, that we must all grasp and carry into the future. So, ally yourself with me and see Rasa rise. See the power of science stretch out, a glove on Rasa's hand, guided by SupQuit'aH, guided by the Empire, to bring our people to a position that even the Federation will envy when it comes to reaching out and manipulating the galaxies and even entropy itself. That is my vision for SupQuit'aH. As a banner house, you ride at our side.
She looks at Tarkin. SupQuit'aH blood really are good at speeches, aren't they? He's not wrong.
It's why I've stood by Joe.
Also, he'd kill you for disloyalty, I imagine.
Sog Tarkin has never once given me reason to doubt his loyalty.
Well, I wouldn't if I were him either. But, Oh, the command codes. You meant for your for the ship.
I meant for House Rasa.
Well, wouldn't that simply remove me from power of the house? That seems a foolish thing for me to do. Although if he is my counselor, I could advise him on things to do that would be good for Rasa, and he should be acting in the interest of the family. And if you're in the interest of the family, then that should work. And I get to do my experiments, and I don't have to do all this boring talking to people thing. I do get to do experiments. You're not stopping me from doing experiments on whoever I want, right? Other than yourself, because, experimenting on a show is frowned upon for some reason or another.
As long as the experiments are carried out with an eye towards the honor of Rasa and SupQuit'aH, I have no problem in allowing you to pursue your passions.
All right, then.
Then
Good
we have an agreement.
Good Uncle Tarkin.
Rasa.
In the face of great peril, in the mysteries of the universe, in the very blood that boils within us, lie the secrets of everything. May you die in its pursuit, and may our blood carry on into the future. I name you my heir for now, should you uphold these traditions, and I name you my counselor to lead us forth. Although, of course, I'll still remain Joe and just continue my research, I suppose. Please don't bother me if it's anything boring, just handle it. If it's something about honor or glory, just kill them and send their parts back to me and I can research it. Oh, don't kill them and then send them to me. Then I can research them anyway. And I can interrogate them for the Joe. She waves.
Joe Rasa, you will remain our honored guest until the word has gone out amongst to the Yov'Bot system and House Rasa. I would very much not like to be the victim of an unfortunate misunderstanding.
Oh, yes. I need access to one of these panels. They all still work, right?
Oda nods and kind of gestures for Tarkin to assist and oversee.
Yes, they're a bit outdated, but perhaps we may get further assistance to improve our ship. And then he goes to a console and opens it up for her. Opens up the comms.
Oh, how quaint! It has the little jewel buttons. Oh, they're not even marked. What insanity you have to work with?
As you know, old things are not to be tossed out. They are of value to many people, even you young ones.
Well, that's true. One can always experiment on the old, especially when they die. Such useful materials. I wish other species would get that. Oh, and mines too. Mines, of course. Sorry. She smiles like that's a joke. That's very funny. And she types away. At this point, Amdris comes in after having gotten the ship settled and the fighter redocked. And Rasa types out her message and sends it out across the Yov'Bot system about the current arrangement for House Rasa. As the House of Rasa has now aligned itself with SupQuit'aH once again, with Sog Tarkin leading forth the war charge of the House.
To the glory of House Raza and House SupQuit'aH, may this alliance be forged to their future endeavors.
Kapla!
Kapla indeed, yes. Now can I look at the glaive? Cecile just gives her a look like she's thoroughly annoyed with her continued asking of that question.
Only the Joe of SupQuit'aH may have access to the blade. So it has been, so it will be.
Perhaps we may craft you a different device or weapon, Raza. Something fitting for the house.
Oh, no, I don't want such a large weapon. I prefer more secret methods of disintegrating my enemies. Or giving them diseases. People hate diseases. They're very scared of them for some reason. I didn't use any against SupQuit'aH. I don't use it against Klingons. We're too hardy. Very hard to kill with poisons. Now Romulans, oh, they die so well to poison. You think they get resistant. And Rasa continues to mutter her various tales of the various people she's poisoned and various projects she's working on and how excited she is that she will be able to show you her greatest work ever made, the manga, since she presumes that may be your future flagship from here on.
Certainly it will be the core of our battle fleet. And in the message that goes out calling for those loyal to SupQuit'aH to come to us and challenging Gamola and Banan, which I will write up as a log post, will announce the new alliance between the realliance, the return of Rasa to its position as Banner House of SupQuit'aH.
Rasa then points out, there's one thing I think I should bring up to you and to my War Master Tarkin. With that message you've sent, I believe the Tagi fleet is going to attack Yov'Bot in full force. This is going to be... I would hope that you are going to help defend your allied system from invasion. I don't think Gamola is going to take my changing of sides with a smile.
Of course. How long into the manga's sister ship is complete?
We still are 1 month away from its completion. The reintegration... I was planning to use the new materials Gamola was sending to upgrade it into a more powerful version. but we would need these crystals to be implemented before I could and research them before I can make such an attempt.
I think integrating them into the technology might be
Very
dangerous to the
positive.
point of foolishness. But you are correct that we must learn more about these entities, particularly since someone, Ebola or Banan or both, appears to have a deep interest in them and perhaps is even being controlled by them. Let's see. Hold on, let me pull something up here. There we go. Oda taps a bit at at the console. I presume that you'll withdraw the Sauveur and the Cull Il from the Triumvirate fleet to reinforce us here.
Yes, it will take them some time to get here, but if we hold out long enough, they should be able to join the fight rather rapidly.
Excellent. I have some reinforcements we will be able to call on. However, they will need crew. But I believe there are probably enough warriors in this system who might be thirsty enough for battle to fill the stations necessary.
So if we hold out long enough, we may very well have a small fleet of our own in this system. Presuming your ships in the Expanse are able to make their way past Batanon's patrols, which if you've gotten as close as this in this old thing, I imagine the other ships with more advanced technology may be able to do the same, one hopes.
Don't underestimate the Dokjanaka. Old she may be, but she has been upgraded year after year after year. She remains a formidable weapon.
Very formidable. Especially in my hands.
To victory, then.
To victory.
Victory.
Very well. We have much planning to do, and a system to prepare to defend, and enemies to die with our teeth in their throats.
And with that will be the end of our tale for the time being, as the Yov'Bot system will now need to, along with House SupQit'aH and now the renewed allies of House Rasa, to defend against and hold the Yov'Bot system against a rather resourceful and brutal foe. For all of you out there who have been watching, thank you very much for watching, and we hope to catch you again next time, as we hopefully don't get ourselves all killed. Have a good one, everyone.